Hey everybody, it's Chris, and today we're looking at a new run of truths. Recently, Tyler Searle was in my area with his RV doing a South of 64 series event, and I'm going to keep saying the truth. I went to hang out with him, and I helped out a little bit, but mostly I was just going to hang out because I hadn't seen Tyler in a while, and he put this truth in my hands. Now these are Lucid-X. They're not ice plastic. They are very stiff Lucid-X plastic, and they have an incredibly domey top. Like the only domes I've seen similar to these are adders, so just be aware of that. And you'll see a side profile picture when I'm done with this start. But I was very interested to see how these would throw, and Tyler put one in my hands and said, review it, give me credit. So thank you again, Tyler. This was a fun one to throw. First time I threw it, I thought, wow, that's overstable. I can't wait to compare it to the Glimmer-X Truths. I will actually link the video of the Glimmer-X review, but I did throw a pair of them. This one's a little bit more beaten and this one's a little fresher. These are formerly, spoiler alert, the most overstable run of truths I had thrown. After testing, this run of truth is now the most overstable truths I've thrown. The only thing that says truth on it that is more overstable, I think, and only because I can't test it because I don't have one in stock right now, is a truth-tooled verdict. But of the truths, actual truths, this wing profile right here, this is the most overstable run I have encountered. And you're going to see that. Like I have a Chartreuse Pre-Sweden Truth. These are World's Truths. These are EMAC Truths. These are old school flyers that have a very straight flight with fade, and you're going to see the comparison isn't even close. If I'm turning this even a little bit, it's going to drift and maybe finish at center. If I turn this one a little bit, it's going to flatten out and finish right. So this was barely, you're going to see some comparisons, but it's not in the ballpark. This is the comparison I wanted, and what you're going to see is pretty clear. Whereas the Glimmer-X Truth would pop up a little bit, it's got a lot of glide, and before it finishes hard, this one did not want to pop up. If I really tried hard, or if I forced it over, it would turn over for sure. But just on a hyzer release, it wanted to stay on that hyzer. It didn't have the glide of the Glimmer-X. It was going to come down faster, and it fought the wind a lot better. You're going to see a couple of wind throws. So if Tyler's in your area, hit him up. Try to snag one of these beauties, these Domey Lucid-X Truths. Give you a nice addition to the stability lineup of truths in your bag. I now carry a understable, a straight, a moderately overstable, and a more overstable truth in the bag right now. Probably too many, but we'll sort it out in the near future. Anyway, thanks again, Tyler. Make sure to hit him up if he's in your area with the South of 64 series and his RV, or if he's doing a trilogy challenge or anything like that. As always, if you have questions or comments, please put them below so I can get back to you. Otherwise, enjoy the video, and thanks for watching. Here's that profile picture I promised. You can see that extreme adder-like dome on this run. Now let's go out to the field. Lucid-X on the left, Premac on the right. This is the disc I showed you in the preview. You can see very straight flight from the Premac with a little bit of fade. Lucid-X very overstable, hard fade at the end. The second throw coming up is going to be with a little bit more wind and a little bit more snap. You're going to see the Premac is going to tip over in that wind, track a little bit right before flattening it out. The Lucid-X is barely affected. I think the wind lifted it just a touch, but again, just that overstable finish. And one last throw, big hyzer release. The Premac is going to go up and out much more because of its stability. It is not going to just want to cut through the air and drop as the Lucid-X does here. You will see it come back right here, but definitely not as overstable. From the very first throw with this new run of Lucid-X, this is the comparison I wanted. Domey Lucid-X versus Glimmer-X. As you can see, both of these are overstable for truths, but the Lucid-X does not get up to flat for nearly as long, and the wing is going to dip and come down faster, which means this is a more overstable mold. As you can see here, this is a very clear example. Glimmer-X flips up almost to flat, pushes forward before fading, whereas the Lucid-X's wing dips almost immediately. On this hyzer comparison, you're going to see the Glimmer-X actually holds the release angle I put it on longer, which is going to make it a flatter throw, whereas the Lucid-X's wing again begins to dip almost immediately, making it come down to earth faster and not go quite as far as well. And one last comparison, this is not a fair comparison because I did tip the Glimmer-X and the Lucid-X didn't ever flatten out, but it is a good example of just how much more glide I think the Glimmer-X does have than the Lucid-X. I figured a verdict comparison was necessary because of how overstable this Lucid-X Truth is compared to other truths, but as you can see, even though I threw the verdict out farther to the right, the wing is going to dip harder. It is definitely still more overstable. One more shout out to Tyler Searle and his RV for the South of 64 series. If he's in your area, make sure to hit him up, give him some support. Make sure to ask for one of these Domey Lucid-X Truths. They are now the most overstable run of truth I've thrown, almost verdict level as you could see in the video. If you like this video or found it informative, please feel free to like it, share it, or even subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for watching.